this beautiful city of Srinagar. Ladies and gentlemen, the tourism working group is a very, very important working group. What you recommend here would find a very major place in the final leaders' communique which will be issued after the meeting of the leaders on September 9th and 10th. It is important because tourism is a very major driver of growth. It is a very major driver of job creation for us, and therefore its impact is enormous. The India's G20 Tourism Working Group has identified 5 priority areas: green tourism, digitalization, skill development, tourism MSMEs and destination management. And let me say that commendable progress has been made on these in the previous meetings. I would like to congratulate all the tourism delegates on their very successful deliberations and on the agenda for sustainable development, which would leverage tourism development for achieving sustainable development goals. Under the broad theme of travel for life, the G20 tourism track is also working to further the achievement of green, inclusive and resilient tourism development. As the voice of the global south and an emerging economy, India's presidency's focus on tourism has been guided by efforts to build back the tourism sector better following the COVID-19 pandemic globally. Ladies and gentlemen, the tourism sector has very critical role to play in skilling, reskilling and upskilling for the tourism sector, and all of us have to ensure that this skilling plays a very major process in new job creation. It will also pave the way for traditional and new sectors and areas of work in tourism, which will be dominated by MSMEs and startups in the coming year. The inclusion of Srinagar as a smart city is an incredible example for the world, where appropriate policy solutions have helped us to promote tourism and export-based sectors while focusing on sustainable tourism. Ladies and gentlemen, over the next 2 days, you will truly experience why this part of the world is called heaven on earth. As our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, emphasizes, tourism is the jewel in India's crown, and tourism is a natural magnet for tourism with its alpine forest, high mountains, lakes, ski slopes and verdant valleys. Ladies and gentlemen, the people of Jammu and Kashmir have always complimented the natural beauty and bounty of this place with the rich tradition of warmth and hospitality. This is the bedrock for creating a successful tourism experience. Last year, we had record number of tourists in this Jammu and Kashmir, which was the highest in 75 years of India's independence. Ladies and gentlemen, we are extremely grateful to all of you for joining us in this beautiful city of Kashmir in Srinagar. This is a record number of delegates that we have received amongst all the working groups. And this is the highest number of delegates that we have received, and we are very thankful to all of you who have come from different parts of India. I would like to particularly thank the Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Manoj Sinha, and his full team, and I would also like to thank the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Mr. Kishan Reddy, and the Secretary, Mr. Arvind Singh, for the extremely constructive ideas, inputs, for the substantial, not merely the substantial part of the discussion which will follow after this inaugural session, but for the very, very constructive and very, very fine arrangements that they have done here. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. It is now my honor to invite respected Lieutenant Governor of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Shri Manoj Sinha ji, to share his thoughts with us.
Honorable Union Minister of Tourism and Culture, Shri G. Kishan Reddy ji, Honorable Union Minister of the State Independent Charge for Science and Technology, Dr. Jiten Singh ji, Honorable Union Minister of the State for Defence and Tourism, Shri Ajay Bhatt ji, Mr. Amitabh Khan ji, Chief Coordinator, G20 Secretariat, Sri Harsvardhan Singalaji, Secretary Tourism Government of India, Sri Arvind Singh Ji, OSD Ministry of Tourism, Srimati Vidyavati Ji, invitees from the observer countries, delegates of G20 nations, friends from tourism sector and media, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir for the third Tourism Working Group meeting under the Presidency of India. I hope you are enjoying the warm hospitality and pristine beauty of Srinagar. Dear friends, since eternity, Jammu Kashmir is known as crown jewel of India, and today I would like to say that it is a matter of great pride for 13 million citizens of this Union Territory to host this G20 meeting of Tourism Working Group that is deliberating on global architecture for sustainable tourism. Friends, Jammu Kashmir has always been a center of wisdom, knowledge, inclusive culture, and breathtaking landscape that is divine to travelers. Famous poet Amir Khusro, while describing the natural beauty of Jammu and Kashmir in 13th century, had said, and I quote, "Gar Firdaus, Barwe Zamiyast, Hamiyasto, Hamiyasto, Hamiyast." If there is a paradise on earth, it is this, it is this, it is this. So it is not surprising that in the modern days, one of the oldest travel guidebook publisher, Lonely Planet, chose to call Jammu Kashmir as Switzerland of India. Friends, for almost 30 years, this land of peaceful coexistence of almost all religious sects had to suffer state-sponsored terrorism by our neighboring country. However, Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, through development schemes that empowers masses and Union Territories' effective administration, isolated the terror ecosystem which thrived with the support from across the border. Jammu Kashmir is witnessing a new era that has opened limitless possibilities of growth and peace. Now even foreign investments are also coming into Jammu and Kashmir. Green shoots of better times people are anxiously looking up to. Friends, I will run you through broad contours of our deep dive initiatives to demonstrate India's resolve that Jammu Kashmir should also benefit from the virtues of democracy like the rest of the states and Union Territory. Equally pertinent is that tourism cannot grow in isolation. The economics of it is fine. The tourism needs good infrastructure, sound policy, and responsive governance. No less fundamental to me is the fact that only peace and happiness of people can bring warmth in the hospitality we Indians eternally enjoy. And I would like to mention here that tourism in Jammu Kashmir is also a reflection of multi-religious and multicultural ethos of India. Today, Jammu Kashmir stands among the developed regions of India on some miserable milestones, and we are committed for people's prosperity both economically and socially. Honorable Prime Minister has completely eliminated injustice, exploitation and discrimination which several sections of society faced for 7 long decades owing to circumstances that evolved mostly because of orchestration from abroad. Friends, we are ensuring social equality and equal economic opportunity to all citizens, which is also enabling them to contribute to the nation building. Grassroots democracy has been strengthened, new industries are coming up, rapid agricultural growth is making our villages prosperous, new institutions have been opened up in higher education, youths are being trained for Industry 4.0, infrastructure development is progressing rapidly, and our emphasis on technology is transforming Jammu Kashmir into a digital society. In the past 4 years, the ranking of Jammu Kashmir and the various parameters of sustainable development goals have gone up, thanks to visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji. And the world can see, the entire society especially, The young generation is scripting a bright future for themselves and the nation. The speed and scale of rapid development in Jammu Kashmir are awe-inspiring. Our speed to execute infrastructure projects has gone up almost 10 projects. This achievement is a testimony to our resolve of peace and prosperity and making all our citizens equal partners in this journey of growth. Friends, the COVID pandemic made the world realize the hard way the virtues of travelers' well-being and also the values of a shared vision, one earth, one family, and one future. The paradigm shift towards sustainable living, inclusive and sustainable development is also an opportunity to provide new impetus to sustainable tourism. I am truly delighted that under India's G20 presidency, the G20 Tourism Working Group is focusing on 5 interconnected priority areas: green tourism, digitization, skills, tourism, MSMEs, and destination management will provide a roadmap for tourism as a tool for achieving sustainable development goals. Friends, it's encouraging for us to say that Jammu and Kashmir is already working on a few of the priority areas identified by the G20 Tourism Working Group, like on green tourism, skills, tourism MSMEs, and digitalization. In the post-pandemic era, these 5 key building blocks will promote environmental awareness, protect the ecology, and improve the economy and livelihoods of communities and inclusive growth of stakeholders. During the previous Tourism Working Group meetings, the world has seen that Honorable Prime Minister's vision of lifestyle for the environment is at the center of transformation of tourism sector. As I said earlier, the majestic peaks, crystal clear lakes, and serene green landscape of Jammu Kashmir is more than a tourism destination. It is a poetry. It is a land of realization. It is an energy field vibrating with the ageless Indian cultural values. Under the guidance of Honorable Prime Minister, we have ensured that the transition in tourism sector in the backdrop of pandemic focuses on needs of travelers, interests of industry stakeholders, create employment opportunities, and promote environmental awareness. Numbers are adding to the narrative. Last year, a record number of 18 million tourists visited Jammu Kashmir, and last year, tourism sector made more than 7% contribution to the Jammu Kashmir GDP. We have identified 300 new destinations to promote green tourism, small and medium enterprises, youth and women entrepreneurs, and involve local communities to support the sustainable tourism. This Himalayan region is blessed to have 55% green and forest cover, and last year alone we have planted more than 16 million trees to give a renewed push to green tourism and to provide new gateways and stunning eco destinations as per our industrial policy. And I can tell you, we are receiving massive investment proposals from the industries in the hospitality sector. Friends, Jammu Kashmir used to be the favorite location for Bollywood film industry till late 1980s. After a long pause of almost 4 decades, we have revived the relationship with Bollywood and launched a film policy in 2021 to attract more investment into film sector and to make Jammu Kashmir most popular film shooting destination. Last year alone, more than 300 movies were filmed in the region, and such enthusiasm is bringing about a qualitative change in the lives of the people. For the travelers who want to explore the charming and adorable villages, we have come up with homestay facility. It is being promoted and marketed by harnessing the power of digital tools, and it also ensures that incredible ecology is protected and promoted. We are grateful to Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi for his consistent effort to develop Jammu and Kashmir as one of the most sought after tourist attraction in the world. Places like Gulmarg, Pahalgam, Sonmarg, Bangas Valley, Lulab Valley, Srinagar, Jammu, Kishtawar, Sanasar, Gurez, Patni Top, are now on the global tourism map and offering stunning scenery, skiing, snowboarding, trekking, beautiful and iconic mountain ranges, spiritual experiences, and rich cultural canvas. Several destinations in Jammu and Kashmir are living examples of connect between the ancient and the modern, inclusive culture, history, music, and traditional cuisine that can truly provide elevated travel experiences to the people. We are developing the country's first book village on the banks of Uller Lake and many hiking trails for tourists who love tranquility of nature. Our aim is to make the countryside and popular destinations more sustainable and preserve the beauty of fascinating heritage sites. I am confident, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi, Jammu Kashmir will soon find its place in the top 50 destinations in the world, and it will be on the travel bucket list of global travelers. So this empowered gathering, I invite the world to Jammu and Kashmir, give us a chance to host you and for you to know us. Come, enjoy and rejuvenate yourself. With these words, I once again welcome delegates of G20 nations. I wish you all a fruitful, enlightened discussion and positive outcomes that will help us building a global architecture for sustainable growth in tourism sector. I hope you will also enjoy our warm hospitality and breathtaking views of Dal Lake. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. I would like to express gratitude to Honorable Lieutenant Governor for sharing his thoughts, and would also like to thank him for the wonderful hospitality extended by the administration under his leadership to all the G20 delegates and invitees who were present. Now I would like to invite Honorable Union Minister of State for Science and Technology, Shri Jitendra Singh Ji, to share his thoughts with us.
Honorable Minister for Tourism, Government of India, Shri G. Kishan Reddy Ji, Minister of State, Shri Ajay Bhatt Ji, Lieutenant Governor, Shri Manoj Sinha, Sherpa Shri Amitabh Kant, Coordinator Mr. Chandra, Secretary Tourism Arvind Singh, OSD Tourism Vidyavati Ji, senior officers of the Ministry of Tourism, and most importantly, our revered guests and delegates from different G20 and invitee countries. At the outset, it is my pleasure to welcome you all. Incidentally, this also happens to be my native place, and it's also equally gratifying for me to be a part of this event. It's a bright sunny morning today on the banks of Dal Lake, and I must say that it's a special year indeed for India, the year of 2023. This is the year when India got the opportunity to host G20 under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This also happens to be the International Year of Millet, which was again at the behest of India, one of the staple diets in several parts of the country, which is only for the second time, because about 8 years back, it was UN on this proposal of India declared International Day of. You all know, and as you've been going around since yesterday, I'm sure this visit of yours will also add some added value, the picturesque scenic beauty around, and of course the cuisine which you might have tasted yesterday and will continue to do today as well. I think coming straight to G20 presidency, I'm sure you must have realized that the theme, which is very thoughtfully worked upon by Prime Minister Modi, is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which in other words means one earth, one family, one future. And if you give it a deeper thought, it is in fact a reflection of the reverence that traditionally India has for the value of life. Life in all forms, the human life, the animal life, the plant life, the microorganism life. And the G20 logo reflects three colors, which are indeed the colors of the tricolor, which also happens to be the national flag of India. And the visual of Mother Earth in the logo, we could say, symbolizes our pro-planet approach or pro-planet leanings. And today when we meet here at the scenic spot of Srinagar, we have this deep realization within us that we are all a part of the villages. We have also committed to achieve net zero target by 2070. And I think another significance of holding this event in Srinagar is also that it's a strange blend of our traditional heritage and the most modern infrastructural monuments with cutting-edge technology. Srinagar, the Kashmir, is being one of the earliest seats of learning both in Persian as well as in Sanskrit. It has a wide range of craftsmanship, artisanship, ranging from carpets, embroidery, shawls. Recently we had Basoli painting achieving the GI tag. And on the other hand, the most infrastructural upgraded monuments. We have the highest railway bridge of the world over here, which is 35 meters higher than the Eiffel Tower. It's located on river Chenab, which is one of the largest rivers of India. Incidentally happens to be a part of the constituency which I represent in the lower house. We have the Asia's longest bi-directional road tunnel, which is known as Prasar Bharati tunnel. Incidentally, again part of my constituency, but that is, I think, what Jammu Kashmir is all about. And I'm sure all these perspectives would add value to our thought processes. I was told in the earlier meetings, the priorities have been green tourism, digitalization, skill, MSME tourism, destination management. I'm sure from here we move on. And India, I will just conclude by saying is ready to share the global responsibility as far as our obligation towards economy is concerned, towards environment is concerned, and towards society is concerned. And also one more aspect which was not talked about over yesterday and this morning is that Kashmir also has a significant amount of another aspect of tourism, and that is science tourism. A very few kilometers away from where we are sitting now, we have a place called Gulmarg and another township called Bhadrawa, another district of Doda, from where originated the Aroma mission, which was initiated by the Modi government. This is also popularly come to be known as Purple Revolution. A huge amount of lavender cultivation happening at a very large scale and providing agri-tech startup livelihood opportunities to thousands and thousands of young men and women in the agriculture sector. And therefore, I think it's also some kind of a distinction of the place where we are sitting today to discuss tourism in various facets when we discuss the Indian feature of the place that we are gathered today. I'm sure when we go back from here, we shall go back wiser than before and also much more resolved to work together cohesively for the common cause and the common challenge that we face. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Honourable Minister, for your insights and remarks. May I request the Honourable Minister for Tourism, Culture and Development of Northeastern Region, Shri G. Kishan Reddy, to welcome the delegates and deliver his address.
Namaskar. Good morning, one and all. Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Jammu Kashmir, Sri Manoj Sinha ji, my elder brother, Minister in Government of India, Sri Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, my ministerial colleague in tourism, Sri Ajay Bhatt ji, G20 Sherpa, respected Amitabh Khan ji, tourism Secretary, Government of India, Sri Arvind Singh Ji, G20 Coordinator, Sri Harshavardhan Ji, Tourism, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, OSD, Srimati Vidyavati Ji, respected ambassadors and delegates from G20 member countries, invited countries, distinguished heads of the international organizations, senior government officials of the Government of India and Government of Jammu Kashmir, dignitaries and friends from the media, welcome to all the G20 members and invited countries for third meeting of the Tourism Working Group under the India's G20 presidency in historic city in Srinagar. Friends, I would like to begin by highlighting the significance of progress made by the Tourism Working Group in last 2 meetings. All 5 priorities of the Tourism Working Group are green tourism, digitalization, skills, tourism MSMEs, and destination management have been completely endorsed by G20 member countries. We are moving closer to finalizing the outcome document for the G20 ministerial meeting to be held at the Goa headquarters. Friends, the Goa roadmap for tourism will act as a vehicle for achieving the sustainable development goals and the minister's declaration. In the previous working group meetings, I was happy to see that all participants unanimously adopted green tourism to be the most important priority along with the other priority areas. I am also glad to know that the UNEP made a presentation on travel for life, which is based on the Mission Life program by the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Friends, the Minister of Tourism, Government of India is committed to working with all the G20 member countries, invited countries, and all the international organizations to promote sustainable practices that benefit both people and the planet. Spiritual destination and heritage locations also we should encourage. Busiest month, friends, the tourism working group meetings gives me confidence in the positive and meaningful direction that the working group is taking. The ideas will aid in developing tourism in mission mode in the globe. The summit will witness the agenda of the third tourism working group meetings. I am happy to see that our tourism working group is progressing in the right direction. I am sure that the joint efforts of all the G20 members, invited countries, international organizations will result in the achievement of inclusive and action-oriented decisive guidelines for the tourism industry. I wish you enjoy your stay and return to India over and over again with the family and friends and citizens of your respected countries. I am confident that across the country, in India, wherever you go, Indians are treating you, greeting you like their own family. Friends, we will, for coming 2 days, we will discuss with positively and with respectively and the contribution with good ideas, best ideas, and for upcoming tourism activities in globe. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful words of encouragement and your remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, delegates, the inaugural session has now come to an end. We will have a 15-minute break for tea and coffee. And we will all reassemble here at 10:45 p.m. for the first